Thank you, Ramel. I don't think I can do any more thank yous based on all the people who have already been thanked for setting this up, but it was a real team effort. And on behalf of Ivey, I just want to say I really appreciate people coming out and getting involved in this important discussion. This theme today, which is enhancing Canada's AI advantage, is actually very personally important to me. Many of you know that before I took the role at Ivey, I was leading AI, advanced analytics, and the Internet of Things for IBM, and I've spent 30 years of my life thinking about how technology can enable transformation in big organizations and how we enable the innovators to innovate. And so a real personal element to the topics today, but it also is of great interest to Ivey as a whole. 3 years ago, we announced a new strategy. It's called Ivey Next. And in that, we committed to address the critical issues of business and society. We picked 3 critical issue areas. One, Ramel's already talked about, which is Canada's place in the world. The second one was the evolution of work. And the third is sustainability. And actually, 2 of these critical issues are a big part of today's conversation. First, around the evolution of work. We know work is changing. We know it's changing from a lot of forces. I think a lot of us felt the change incredibly during COVID, how our whole work-personal life interaction has changed and how we build culture in a much more dynamic environment than we did pre-COVID. But there's also issues with equity and immigration that we're dealing with here in Canada, and thinking about how we engage more of society in the workforce to drive productivity that we need. And the third is how technology is fundamentally changing how we do our work. It's disrupting, and it's also giving us amazing opportunities to take advantage of. So evolution of work, a really big part of today's discussion. And of course, the second one Ramel's already talked about, which is Canada's place in the world. With this critical issue, we want to encourage entrepreneurs and innovators to build businesses in Canada, and what we need to do to accelerate the adoption of new capabilities that these Canadian businesses build into our productivity and our economy. In the case of AI innovation, we're among the best in the world. And we have a chance to lead here and continue to lead. And I hope that that's the big discussion today. The symposium comes at a very pivotal time when artificial intelligence is at the frontier of the technology revolution. It used to be that AI was really for the very technology savvy, but now it really is ubiquitous when you start to think about it. It's leveraged now in many corporations in very routine tasks and even more advanced tasks, providing insights to support complicated decision-making or accelerating innovation for things like drug discovery. And we just heard earlier this week, it will be available on your iPhone soon. So it's not just, but we're just at the very beginning of understanding the capabilities that can be deployed through AI, what its true value is, but also the challenges, the ethical dilemmas that we might face in rolling this out if we use these tools. There's no doubt that AI has far-reaching implications for business and socio-economic development. And this conference is about making sense of those opportunities and challenges so that Canada can leverage AI for good, support innovation, support productivity growth in a pragmatic and responsible way. You'll hear more about that from many of our speakers. As an academic institution, we are investing very clearly in this area in both our research and our teaching on these topics. Our faculty, many of them who are here today, are exploring these issues that are at the forefront of AI, including understanding and building business use cases for the best uses of AI, understanding advancements in AI technology and best practices for adopting them, creating frameworks for responsible AI deployment, the importance of digital inclusion across Canada and around the world, and scaling AI innovations and enhancing our national competitiveness. In addition to the research, we have a responsibility to train the next generation of leaders. They need to navigate this disruption and take advantage of the technology revolution that's happening. We need to equip our students with technical and analytic skills required to understand and implement these technologies. But at the same time, as a business school, we want to emphasize the development of very essential skills: leadership, creativity, and critical thinking. These skills are absolutely essential in employing AI technologies and making sure that they're deployed right, fair, and we get the use cases right. I think the most important thing for our graduates in the future and our leaders is to focus on your leadership principles and ethical decision-making in developing and deploying these solutions. With any technology transformation, there is a lot of uncertainty and lots of anxiety. But there's also a tremendous opportunity here to solve the most difficult challenges and advance our socioeconomic development. I'm very much looking forward to the discussion today and to hear from our panelists about how they think we need to move forward on these big issues. But I do feel that through good people, good policy, and collective action, we are surely able to leverage this technology for good and increase Canada's place in the world.